Hello and welcome to the Mummy Movement podcast with me, Sam Sardette, where we discuss the highs and lows of motherhood and along the way have some amazing mummy guests. Please leave a great review if you enjoy and follow us on Instagram at themummymovement.podcast for short clips. Or you can watch the full video on YouTube. Now sit back and enjoy. Welcome to the Mummy Movement podcast with me, Sam Sardette. Today I have got my fellow school mum, but a good friend of mine, makeup artist of 15 years, probably more, and mum of two and fur mummy too. We're going to talk about that today. And it is Liv Bellis.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on, babe.
Well,
Long time coming.
Thanks for having me.
No, I've been talking about this for so long for you to come on because,
I'm flattered.
well, first and foremost, obviously you're probably known in the area. You are literally, I think everyone in the area has had their makeup done by you. It's true. Everyone that I speak to in our area is like, oh yeah.
That's because I'm so old now and I've been doing it for a long time.
It's not. It's because you're so good. That's what it
thanks,
is.
Babe. Thank you.
But of course, we met mainly because our little ones go to the same school.
Yeah.
So we'll start with that, like mum life, really. So you've got two kids.
Yeah.
Boy and a girl.
Yeah.
And they are, so you've
Frankie's 6 and Emily is 4 now.
Yeah, so same as Cece and Sorella, which is nice because then it's like we've got the same, they play and everything. Yeah. So going back, did you plan on kids? Like, what was your journey, your initial journey into motherhood?
I guess I always knew that I wanted to be a mum. I was never particularly that into kids though.
Oh, really?
I never really I know a lot of people love babies and they love having cuddles with babies and stuff. I never really did that. I never really liked dollies or anything like that either.
Not like Emily. Oh my God, your little one is
Emily's obsessed. She has about 30 dollies. I was never like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of surprised me. I actually enjoyed being a mum.
Yeah.
More than I thought. But yeah, no, I always knew that I wanted to be a mum. Both of them have been surprises.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we knew we wanted to, but I probably would have waited a little bit later to have Frankie. So I think I was 28 when I had him. Was I 28? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it actually all happened when perfectly, really. The universe planned it.
Of course. By the way, in case anyone's watching this and can see I've got a full face of makeup, I forgot to mention that at the end of this episode, Liv will be showing you how to create this easy look very easily with really easy products. But going back into mum life, I just thought people are probably thinking, is she okay? She's got a full face.
No, you look lovely.
I feel beaut. So I didn't know. So you weren't trying for?
No.
Really?
No, Frankie was very much a surprise. Emily again was a surprise.
But that's good. Yeah. I mean, good surprises.
Yeah, I mean, lovely surprises. Yeah, but just surprises. I think he just has to wink at me and I get pregnant. Really. Honestly.
He just does the one time.
Basically.
No.
Yeah, he loves it because he's I just can't miss.
Yeah, well, no, he doesn't love it because every time you have sex, you end up getting pregnant.
He says, basically. He's I don't know how this keeps happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, lovely surprises.
How were your pregnancies?
I had really good pregnancies, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't have any sickness.
God, do you know what? Surprises, no sickness.
I know.
What was the birth like? Come on.
Well, I had a really bad birth with Frankie,
right?
Which ended in an emergency C-section.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it wasn't great. So I kind of I think I thought that I would be fine because I had a great pregnancy. I was quite fit at the time, going to the gym 4 times a week. I was I'll be fine, I'll be great. But yeah, it just didn't go how I planned it. But then nothing in my life really does go how it's supposed to. Nothing goes as planned.
Yeah.
So yeah, it ended up in an emergency C-section with him, and it was kind of touch and go. He wasn't breathing, and it was quite traumatic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I just opted for Emily. I just opted for an elective C-section because I just couldn't go through the stress of it again, really.
Yeah.
Joe definitely couldn't go through the stress of it again. He was no, there's no way you are. there's no way we're going to risk it, basically, because I felt like it would have just ended up in another emergency C-section because they literally tried everything. Like I was pushing, they tried forceps, and he just wouldn't budge.
Oh my God.
Just didn't want to come out. Just didn't want to come out.
So how long did it take in the end to get him out?
So I think I was in labour for like 2 days.
Wow.
And I had to be induced in the end with the drip thing.
Oh yeah, I know.
So that's when it obviously it goes from like 0 to 100. Like the contractions are really intense.
Yeah.
And it was just, like you're strapped to the thing and then you can hear the heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, it was like torture, because every time I had a contraction, his heartbeat would like.
Oh really?
Go.
You could hear it.
Yeah, it was like torture.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then there was one point where like they couldn't get a heartbeat, and then like someone pressed the red button, and then they all come rushing in. And
you're mid-labour.
Yeah, and they were rubbing my belly, going, come on, baby. And I was like, sounds really extreme, but I literally time stood still, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be one of those people that leaves here with no baby. Or how am I going to have to explain that to everybody?
Yeah.
And then Joe was just like, he's just like this, and my mum was there. Anyway, it was okay after that. And then I said to them, oh, are you going to give me a C-section now? And they were like, no. And then hours later, basically the same thing happened, and then they gave me an emergency C-section. And then when they pulled him out, he wasn't breathing, he has to be resuscitated. Yeah, but he's fine now.
He's fine now.
Fine. So that is why I didn't want to go through it again.
No.
I just like, it's not worth the risk. And there was part of me that was like, really wanted to have that natural birth. I really wanted to have that experience, but I was like, it's so not worth.
No,
it's
not about getting your child out safely and healthy, and you too, because that's a lot for your body to endure as well. Like you both want to be, and that's the thing. I feel like our partners, it's like they want the baby to be safe, but then they're looking at their wives and their missus, whatever. They're thinking like it's like a lot for them. Obviously, more for us. Obviously. So you had so you had 2, and you also have a dog.
I have a crazy dog who came first.
Yeah,
we had the dog, and then everyone said to us, "Oh, you sure you want to get a dog because you might have a baby soon?" It's like, no, we're not going to have kids for a while. Found out like a month later I was pregnant. So crazy dog. You've met my dog as well. She's crazy.
Do you know what? She could be worse.
She could be worse, but just don't eat food around her.
She's a good. Do you know what? It's so weird that you say that you are not, because I'm not. I was like you in the sense of like before I had the girls, and I still aren't. I said unless they're my friends' kids.
Yes.
I'm not a kid person.
They're just a bit annoying sometimes as well, aren't they?
Yeah. I'm just not really, even like babies, it's like, but unless I feel like connected, like they're my friend's baby or like someone I love who is there, or it's family, whatever. So, but I feel like with you, like you are quite like, on the school run, right, Liv, she literally, she'll be walking the dog, she's got the kids, it's like, she's like super mum. You are super mum. Then you go home and you've now adopted, well, I say adopted, you've bought them, but the kids made you get 2 guinea pigs, but I feel like you've grown more attached to them.
I don't think they made me get anything. I was quite easily persuaded.
Yeah. So I mean, like, you actually love being a mum.
No, I do. Like, I obviously love caring for people.
Yeah.
I didn't know this about myself, but I'm discovering it now. I also love to add chaos to my life.
Yes. Things are going too swimmingly. Let's whack in a few more pets.
I don't overthink. I'm a chronic underthinker.
Right.
That's my problem. Well, it's my problem.
I think it's not a bad thing, because I feel like you are probably more chill in that respect. Like that's good. And I feel like Joe, your partner, is chill as well.
Yeah, we're quite similar in that aspect.
And that helps with kids.
We
like
don't mind
if you've got the stress, because kids are chaos.
They are.
And if you stress about it, it's just going to be game over. There's no point.
You just have to, like, the house is a mess. I know it's stressful. I find it stressful, but I just have to be like, oh well,
it is what it is.
It'll be tidy one day. Like I have to try not to let it bog me down, because it can.
Yeah.
But as females, we do find like mess and clutter more stressful than men. They don't even notice it.
Yeah. No, I know.
They don't even notice
they
it.
They create it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So obviously you are still a makeup artist. You were a makeup artist of 15 years. Like you are, like I said at the beginning, like you've been doing it a long time. You had kids. Did you carry on doing that? Yeah. And then obviously recently, I feel like I think a lot of us, obviously our career changes during motherhood. Mine, like more than ever, we adapt. But I feel like you've had like quite big career changes from like what I've seen with your Instagram, which I'm very proud of you for.
Thank you.
And also you started at the kids' school.
Yeah.
And that's another thing where you care for people.
True, yeah.
Like you are looking after kids, but you also do look after, like, you know, a student who needs extra help.
Yeah.
And talk us through that. So what made you think, right, I'm gonna do a few days at the school? Like,
yeah, I guess so like I said, I've been doing makeup for about 15 years or more, and I love it. I would never give it up, but it is a lot of like weekend work, which isn't really for me at the moment. Like with a family and stuff, can be quite hard if you're working Saturday and Sunday. You want to spend time with your family, don't you? And also, like Joe was just like, oh, why am I looking after the kids all weekend as well when you're not here? So I started to think about what else I could do to fill my times in the week a little bit more. I mean, I do occasionally do like photo shoots and like filming, but that's not kind of like few and far between nowadays. So yeah, to be honest, I have actually always thought about being a primary school teacher. So for someone that says she doesn't like kids that much, like clearly I actually do.
She keeps adding kids to your roster.
Yeah. So when I actually did a degree in makeup way back when. And the reason I did a degree was because I thought I could maybe eventually be a primary school teacher, because if you've got a degree, then you can just do like a 1 year.
Yes, the teaching thing. Yeah, I know.
And become a teacher. So I thought I'll do that to keep my options open. So yeah, I thought I would try first like do like TA basically in the kids' school. And yeah, I'm just doing that 3 times a week, and I'm really enjoying it. And it works around obviously my makeup work and the kids.
Yeah. And you work with a student, she's got like, you know, disabilities and stuff. And I have seen you with her, and I always say to you, don't I? I'm always like, you are amazing with her.
She's just so sweet. She's such a joy.
And isn't it? I think it's like it's eye-opening, isn't it? When there's so many different children in the world, and like I feel like as a mother, your maternal instinct then kicks in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think because you are a mum, you're better with her.
That's what I think. And going back to me saying I wasn't ever sure about kids. I think, like you say, once you've had kids, your whole perspective on it changes. Like you've got so much more patience for children. You know how to interact with them more. Like before kids, I'd be a bit like awkward.
I know what you mean.
It just changes everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just changes you as a person.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. That's it. Like I'd have like, I had a few friends that had kids before me, and as much as I was like, oh, they're like, I'm like, how do I pick your child?
Yeah, you wouldn't really know.
Now I'd be like, right,
babe. It changes everything, doesn't it?
So so obviously you're a makeup artist, you've now done all this, which is amazing. So your Instagram. So obviously when we met, I had my Instagram, and you had a makeup Instagram, but I always used to say to you, you could do more, you'd be great, blah, blah. And I think you
won. I was like, oh no, I don't know if I can be bothered.
Yeah. You used to do so many beautiful makeup and everything, and you would just post nothing. And I'd be like,
post like every 3 months.
Yeah. Which is common, especially when you are busy and you're a mum and stuff. But I was like, you could really, you know, you might as well. And I feel like that was probably a year ago.
Yeah, probably just under a year ago.
Yeah. And I just now, obviously, like I said, I'm so proud you've hit 10K, which is a massive milestone as an influencer as well, because it's also the community. You've built a community now. Nowadays, it's not about a following, it's more about the community build. It's mums on there. You do, obviously, you've got your makeup stuff, but you do great stuff like the nostalgic stuff, which we can all... We love it. But you do the nostalgic makeup as well, and the fashion, and it is so funny.
It's kind of the makeup's taken a bit of a... You get all sorts on my Instagram. It's a very mixed bag.
Oh, I'm the same. I'm
90s nostalgia.
Listen, it's not even about that. It's at the end of the day, okay, it's like mine. Like, I'm swapping and changing mine all the time. But at the end of the day, it's your page. Yeah. You do some amazing tips. And obviously, we're going to go through this look that you've created for me that anyone could do easily in a bit. And also you share all those tips on there, which people can save. But then equally, you are a mum. You know, people want to see realness. You are a mum. We are millennials, and we are, you know, going through that. So I think it is amazing. And do you enjoy it?
Definitely. Like, I wouldn't do it because, like I say, it's time consuming.
Yeah, it is.
I wouldn't do it if I didn't like doing it. Like, I love it. And I just wish that I did it before.
There you go.
Why did I start 5 years ago? Whenever, you know, I just...
But you've started now.
I think the thing was that I was always like, thought that it had to be perfect. And you see some of these makeup artists, like Instagrams, and they look flawless. The makeup looks flawless. Like, it's edited perfectly. And then I had for years, I'd film myself doing makeup and I'd be like, that looks rubbish. I can't post that, it looks rubbish. And when I finally thought, it doesn't need to be perfect, no one wants to see someone that looks perfect, because that's not reality. That's when I was like, oh, actually, this is not that hard.
I honestly, I do feel like Instagram has changed massively, even from like lockdown days, like even from like a few years ago. It was more, like that perfect aesthetic pictures. Now it's more about sharing real life and 100%. Videos and, you know, following people that you can relate to. So
it's so much better that way as well, isn't it? Like, no one's perfect and filtered in real life.
No.
You want to see a bit of reality. You want to see a bit of like human qualities as well.
100%. I mean, obviously you do amazing makeup as well, and you are gorgeous, so it makes a difference. So no, but that's why you're real. Like, even how you are, like, this is why I'm friends with you as well, because I think we're quite similar in the sense is like we keep it real at the same time, because life isn't always, you know, roses, and that's how it is. But we're going to go through. I feel like we could blab on. We'll end up going, you know.
We could probably miss the school run.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to get you to show this look now. So anyone that's watching, I'm going to go through it. Anyone that's listening, Liv is going to basically talk about all the different products. But anyone that's not following Liv has to. What is your Instagram?
Olivia Sandy Beauty.
Olivia Sandy Beauty. Love that. Right, we're going to get some makeup on me now.
Before we get started, have you moisturised?
Yes.
Freshly cleansed and moisturised,
Yeah. Fresh enough. Fresh enough.
I know I sound like a broken record. I say it all the time, but it is quite important to have like freshly cleansed and moisturised skin, because it just makes your skin look a lot glowy. Look a lot glowier.
Okay. Smoother.
Yeah. Important to also exfoliate 2 to 3 times a week to get rid of that dead skin cells.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm like drilling you already.
No, I do think it's because I always, obviously, time of the month as well, isn't it? Like getting all this around here. And as a mum, sometimes I forget to like exfoliate or cleanse and stuff. But I think when you get into the routine of it. Yeah,
exactly. Even if you just like do it with a little flannel, just to get rid of that like dead skin cells. Because if you're putting foundation on, then it's just going to sit on the dry patches. But anyway, cool. Let's get started.
Let me take my glass off. So I won't be able to see anything until the end result. So we'll do a grand reveal at the end.
So I'm just going to basically do, shall I look at the camera or not?
You can do what you want.
I'm going to do like a really quick daytime look, kind of very similar to what I'm wearing right now. Just when you want to put a bit of makeup on and you want to look decent, but you haven't got loads of time in the world. Okay?
Perfect.
So I'm going to put on bit of lip balm first. This is actually, any sort of breastfeeding mums would know this purple cream because it's actually nipple cream. Don't worry, it's not been on my nipples.
Right. No, I've used nipple cream for my lips
lanolin.
When I've had like bad lips, like
it's
burnt
like
lips.
the best lip balm.
What's it called?
Lanolin.
Lanolin.
Yeah.
And that, so
it's
you
like
apply that on the lips
but
first.
it's just like a cream. But yeah, obviously it works on the lips, works on the nipples.
Love that.
I'm just going to put that on first just to keep your lips nice and hydrated and prepped.
So this look today, how are you not an idea? Best idea to start talking while you're doing my lips. This look today is like an easy mum look that anyone could really achieve.
Basically, I'm just going to try and keep it as simple as possible. And just
Quick.
enhance your natural features. And obviously we want to look youthful as well. So I'm going to incorporate that into it, like just making yourself look as youthful and sort of glowy as possible.
Amazing.
Okay. So always start with eyes first.
Okay.
Yeah. So unless obviously if you're just doing mascara, then it's fine. But if you're doing any type of eyeshadow, always start with eyes first.
Okay.
So this is an eye primer, like an eyeshadow primer.
You've got an eye primer.
Yeah.
Love
it's
that.
very different.
Where's that from?
This is a Revolution one. It's called Ultimate Eye Base.
Okay.
It's cheap as chips.
I was going to say, is it affordable? Like,
it's like £3, I think. It's my favourite. I've been using it for. Can't get any of it out.
So what does an eye base do? Like, why?
So it will like stop your eyeshadow from creasing. It will make your eyeshadow last longer. It will make it a little bit more vibrant. So it's kind of a must-have if you're doing any type of eyeshadow.
Oh, really? So, because normally I just whack the eyeshadow on.
Yeah, but it just sometimes when you're putting it on, and you're like, it's not really coming out. Like it's just kind of not sticking properly.
Yeah.
This will make it like adhere properly, and also, like I say, it just make it last longer as well.
Right. Cool.
So I'm going to just apply it with a brush all over your eyelid, up to your eyebrow, and you don't have to be very careful or like precious about it. Just whack it on, basically.
So what is the difference if you let's say, for example, you don't have an eye base, even though this is obviously very affordable, could you use an alternative like a foundation?
Some people use a concealer as an eyeshadow base. I've always just preferred to use an eyeshadow primer because I just think it makes your eyeshadow last longer. And obviously we have like face primers as well to go under your foundation, but it is quite different to an eyeshadow primer. So I do think if you're going to do eyeshadow, then it's definitely worth investing. And like I said, this one is very affordable. So I'm going to go in with, you can use any colour that you want, but I'm going to go in with a soft brown because it suits everybody and it's nice for a daytime look as well.
So why do you do the eye first?
So I do eyes first just because you get so much eyeshadow falling down underneath here. Like you don't actually realise until you wipe it away how much eyeshadow fallout there is, and it's just going to make you look sort of tired.
Okay.
And just sort of make any sort of darkness under your eyes. It's not really what you want, to be honest.
So when applying an eyeshadow, where are the areas to apply? Because I always get confused by this.
So you actually want to go a lot higher than you think. So I think like back in the day, we were sort of told to go in the eye socket crease, which is just like sort of in that area. But you actually want to go higher than that, because if you do it in that eye socket, when you open your eye, it's just kind of going to get lost.
Okay.
And if you add the shading above that crease, it's going to give you a lift, which we all want nowadays.
Of course,
so I definitely
100%.
want a lift. So it feels kind of unnatural. You think, oh, that feels really high, and I don't think that's going to look very good. But as long as you just keep it soft and keep the line sort of soft and blended, it will look great.
So apply just above the eye socket line, basically, just to give it a bit of a lift.
Exactly.
Okay. And do you feel like different eyeshadows suit different eye colours or like skin shades?
Well, yeah, you can definitely, if you've got green eyes, then certain colours like purples will look really nice. They'll make that colour of your eye stand out. There's quite a lot that goes into it, because then obviously you've got skin tone as well.
Yeah.
I usually find if someone's got a cooler skin tone, then like cooler colours would suit them. If they've got quite a warm skin tone, then sort of warmer browny colours would look better. But yeah, I just say whatever you love and whatever suits your skin tone the most, really.
Right, okay, perfect, yeah.
Neutral colours pretty much work for everyone, to be honest. So
yeah.
if you go for soft browns and taupey colours, you can't go wrong. So basically, I'm going to go with this sort of small smudgy brush, I call it. I think that's the name. I think that's the name for it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use the same colour underneath the eye. So
that
sort of soft brown that I've
you've gone for a bigger eye.
Yep, like a sort
bigger
of round,
brush for the top.
Blendy brush for the top. And then underneath is a small smudgy brush.
Okay.
And I'm just going to get you to look up. And I'm just going to go along that lower lash line.
And what does this do going underneath?
So it's like a really soft eyeliner look. It just ties the top eyeshadow in with the bottom, and it just it gives you that sort of smoky, smoldery look without it being too harsh. I find that eyeliners on the bottom are not only quite harsh looking, but quite aging as well. Yeah. This is just like a softer.
So instead of using an eyeliner, put a softer brush of
just use an eyeshadow instead.
Love that. So this is like a perfect, like, get up, say you've got the day out with the kids or something like that. You want to look put together, you want to look a bit nice.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just going to use like one eyeshadow for this look. So I'm not going to use, oh, sorry, I'm rustling this around. Let me get that out and then I'll carry on what I was going to say. Yeah, so I'm just going to use a one eyeshadow for this look just because it's easier rather than doing I know a lot of people do like light, medium, dark, but I don't want to confuse you. And like I said, we're just doing like a quick and easy look. So just one eyeshadow look, which actually is quite flattering on all eye shapes. Just like a wash of colour all over the eyelid. And now I'm going to use like a baby wipe. Yeah. And I'm just going to wipe away the underneath, because you know I said about the eyeshadow fallout. Yeah. You kind of want to do it quite tight like that, so it like drags up a little bit, and then you've actually got quite a lot there that you don't even realise. Okay. Yeah. So you do eyes first and then wipe it out. Dragging my
and
then you can also
saggy eyelids.
You need to get it like that. You need to get it nice and tight, because otherwise it also gives you a chance to get that nice like sort of cat eye effect, because a lot of the time when we're doing eyeshadow it goes down too low here. Okay. And if you do eyes first, and you can fake it basically, like fake an eyeshadow look, because you just wiped it away and got that nice shape. Right.
So if you wipe up with the wipe underneath, it kind of gives that
like cat
eye
effect.
Amazing.
That we all want.
Love that.
I don't know whether to do any eyeliner or not. Should I just not bother?
No, just I think keep it like something that you can do, because
really quick and easy.
I don't. To be fair, I don't normally wear eyeliner like day to day or anything. I feel like that's, if I do, it'll be like a lighter one now. Yeah.
So I might get you. Do you usually curl your eyelashes?
Yeah.
Do you want to do it yourself? Because I feel like curling eyelashes is probably something that's easier to do yourself.
Yeah. I'll do it. And then because also my eyelashes are literally like stubs. So oh my god, look! I'm looking now. That looks so good. Just from one.
Yeah, just one wash of eyeshadow.
That is so good. My eyelashes are literally like stubs. So I always have to.
Always got to curl your eyelashes.
Always.
Yeah, always. That's one thing. Always curl your eyelashes. A lot of us forget actually what a difference curling your eyelashes make.
100%.
You need, when you curl your eyelashes, you need so much less product than if you weren't going to curl your eyelashes, because a lot of the time you get your mascara and you're trying to get your eyelashes to curl, just curl them. And then you need a lot less product, and then you have your eyeshadows aren't going to be clumpy and all that. So one tip when putting mascara on is sort of look a little bit down. So it feels really weird, but actually go on the tips first. Yeah. And this is just a little technique that I do always use on myself, just to extend the eyelashes and just sort of make them look less clumpy. And then just go in like mainly at the roots.
Okay.
So you don't have that thick, like, sort of mascara look, making them look sort of clumpy all the way. If that makes sense.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I don't know the theory behind it, but I just know that I've just been started doing this like in the last year, and I feel like it definitely makes my eyelashes look longer.
trial and tested.
Exactly.
I always feel like I can't talk when I'm doing my makeup.
I know.
Like, especially your eyes.
When someone's doing your mascara for you, it's very awkward, isn't it?
But do you know what though? I feel like, yeah, mascara. I feel like a good mascara makes the world of difference as well. Have you got a go-to mascara that you use?
This is actually L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal, which I really love.
Okay.
I'm definitely a L'Oreal mascara girl. I also love Telescopic.
Okay.
It's an old school one. It's in a long silver tube.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sort of my go-to. But also, there's a lot of techniques that you can use to make your eyelashes look longer. Like I said, obviously curling them makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Or an a mascara comb. Or also, have you ever tried powdering your lashes before you put mascara on?
No.
So that's a really good trick to lengthen them. If you just get a translucent powder and just dust that on your eyelashes, it makes them look longer. It helps the mascara to stick.
Really?
Yeah, it's a good little trick, that one.
So there, with that one though, you've basically just run it across the tips of the eyelash.
Literally, like, hold it like that and run it across like that. Obviously, you've got to be careful you don't spread up to the top. So the tips first, and then go in kind of at the roots and do that like
dab it at the root. Yeah.
Rather than keeping going like that.
Rather than combing it all the way through.
And then they start sticking together, and that just
amazing.
Right, this one is very good for all the mums. Nude eyeliner.
Okay.
I use this all the time, even if I'm not wearing any makeup, because it is really brightening for the eyes. You know, if you're just like, I need something on my face, I've just got 30 seconds. This, just putting in your waterline, really brightens the eyes up.
Oh, really?
Opens them up. A lot of people use a white eyeliner, but that is actually not flattering at all, because it's too harsh, and two, it's going to make your eyes look more yellow.
Right.
Because the white of the eyeliner against the white of your eyes is going to make the eye whites look more yellow. So nude is the way to go. This is a Revolution one.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not the most pleasant thing for someone to do for you. You're right there.
Yeah.
Just look at the difference already.
Let's have a look.
Really, like, it's so subtle.
Oh my god, yeah. And you're so right about it being nude.
Yeah, nude.
Like the nude. It
just like blends in with your skin tone and just like opens the eyes up. Because
I do feel like with the white, I've done white before.
It's a bit dated looking as well.
And it's a bit like.
It just stands out because you don't have white.
It's a bit like shocking, like
exactly
a bit extreme. That is a really good tip. I like that. I'm gonna have to use that.
Yeah, definitely get that one. Right, so next we're gonna start on your face. So I'm gonna go in with the Revolution Glotion, Lumi Glow Lotion, L'Oreal. I can't get my words out today.
Lumi,
which you can either put on its own, you can mix with concealer, you can mix with foundation. I just love it. Especially in the summertime when you just want to have like a little bit of makeup on.
Just quickly, as you're doing my makeup, obviously I've noticed that you apply it on your hand first.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a makeup artist thing, or do you recommend people doing that?
I would say it's good to get into the practice of doing it, because you can do something. So I know all the influencers put the makeup on their face first, which looks lovely for videos, but it's really not the best way to do it, because you're then having to blend it in on your face.
Yeah.
If you put it on your hand first, you're prepping the brush first before you put it on your face.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, as you can see here, I put it on my hand. I'm going to get a little bit on there, and then I'm going to sort of pat it off again. So you're like prepping the brush.
So it's almost like that's the palette.
Exactly.
That's the canvas.
Like, your face is not the palette.
Yeah.
So don't put it directly on the face, because then you've got to really work to like blend it in.
Yeah.
And then you're going to end up over blending it, which can cause patchiness as well.
Right.
So yeah, if you can get into the habit of putting it on your hand, Obviously, I know like if you're getting really ready really quickly in the morning, you might not bother doing it. But it's really good to get into the habit of doing it. So this is the L'Oreal Glow Lotion, which is just a really lovely base.
Yeah, I've got some of this. It's like a really nice shimmer and it feels nice. So it feels like it's moisturising as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about the glow, isn't it? Like as we get older, you just lose a lot of like moisture in your skin. Like my skin just needs so much moisture added into it nowadays.
Yeah.
So anything that adds moisture or like the feeling of moisture to my skin, I'm all over it.
So could you wear this Glotion? It's Lumi Glotion by L'Oreal. Would you wear like this as like on its own?
Yeah, definitely. So this is my like go-to, even just like on the school run or something, I'll just whack this on my face because it gives me a little bit of a tan, a little bit of sun-kissed look, and it just kind of smooths any imperfections.
Yeah, but I think that's what it is. It's hard because everyone's skin is different, and obviously if you're having a week where you've had a bit of a breakout
as
and
we
stuff,
all do.
Yeah. But I do think like as a base, I feel like, especially now I'm in my 30s, going into mid-30s, less is like I don't want to cake myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I look older when I put more on.
Definitely.
So something light just works and looks better.
Because the more product you have on your face, the more product is going to sit in those creases and accentuating them. So sometimes less is more.
Yeah. 100%.
Definitely. And again, like with that, like any creamy products are going to be more flattering than powdery products because, like I said, like you just want to add that glow to your skin. You don't want to make it look any drier. So yeah, stick to cream products, liquid products. Try and stay away from powdery products.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I know what you mean. I find that with like a concealer under the eye. If I hate a powder one now.
Oh, it's just, and the under eye area is so tricky because that skin under your eye is so thin and delicate, and it's always moving. Like we can't not move that area. Yeah. So it's just gonna sit in the creases, the cracks.
That is so true. And smiling.
Yeah. Exactly. So with the under eye area, less is definitely more.
So now you've got foundation.
Yeah.
What is your, number one go-to foundation? I'm sure you've tried all of them.
I have tried many. So this one that I'm going to use on you is the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation, which is just a really nice all-rounder. Yeah. I'm going to apply it with my brush. Like I said, I put it on my hand first and I'm just like patting it off. So I'm not going to get too much product. Yeah. Like I said, less is more. But yeah, this is a favourite of mine, and also I love Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin. Okay. Again, that's a really nice all-rounder. Yeah, anything that gives you a bit of radiance, good coverage, but yeah, not thick, heavy coverage. And yeah, it's just going to last all day.
What's your sort of thoughts on like, is it worth spending more on a foundation?
Do you know what? I think you could have the most expensive foundation in the world and it could still look not great.
Right.
Because like I mentioned at the beginning, it's really important to cleanse and moisturize it before you've done your foundation. You need to have a really rich moisturizer on as well, not just like a dry. It's got to be nice and rich, and also exfoliating your skin a few times a week to get rid of that dead skin cells. I know like my skin definitely isn't perfect, but I find doing those things is going to make my foundation look a lot better.
Yeah.
Also, application is key. So you could have a really expensive foundation, but if you're just slapping it on with your fingers, it's not gonna look the best.
Yeah.
So some of my favorite high street foundations, I really love L'Oreal True Match foundation. It's a really nice high street foundation. If you're looking for something a bit lighter, I quite like the e.l.f. I think it's called Halo Glow. That's quite a nice, very light coverage, glowy foundation. So yeah, I don't necessarily think the high street foundations at the moment are really good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really good. They're sort of, I think there was one point in time where I'd be like, oh no, I'm not buying a high street foundation.
Yeah.
But nowadays, there are some really good options. So I've got like, first I go in with a brush.
Yeah.
And then I go in with, this seems like an extra unnecessary step, but a slightly damp beauty blender. If you do have an extra 2 minutes, go and put one of these beauty blenders under the tap, fill it up with water, and then squeeze all the water out. And this is going to just make your foundation look flawless, basically.
So what benefit does it have in making it damp?
It just gives you an extra glow. I don't know, or just and adds that little
moisture,
bit of hydration into your skin. And it's just, you know, sometimes when you put it on with a brush and you can kind of see those brush lines, and no matter how much you blend it, they just don't seem to go away. This just softens that and just gives you sort of a really airbrushed.
I can actually, I feel like it actually feels more like it's working because it's damp.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that is such a good
this
tip.
is something I've only started doing like in the past year, and it is an absolute game changer for me.
Really?
Yeah. And you might think, oh, why not just go in with the beauty blender first and save the brush, save a step?
Yeah.
But if you go in with the brush first and you're getting in all the lines, you're getting in all the pores, making sure you've got a nice coverage all over first, and then this just moves it off.
Love that.
So yeah, there you go.
Amazing.
That is my one thing that is my favourite sort of hack at the moment.
Perfect. Love that.
Like just a tiny little bit of concealer. Like I said, less is more.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put a bit there, a bit there.
So where do you advise putting the concealer on your face?
So I'm just going to, like I've just shown you, I'm going to put a little bit here and those inner bits. So I'm not going to do a big like that, because you don't need it.
Dot by the eye. Yep. On the inner eye, on the outer eye.
Yeah, and then this is just going to enhance your eyeshadow as well. And give you that, like, you know, I said about that sort of lifted eyeshadow look. So
instead of swooping it all underneath the eye, you just do a dot at each side and kind of just like dab it basically, under. Yeah. Okay, amazing.
Because you don't need loads. You haven't got really dark circles.
Yeah.
And like I said, with that under eye area, it's tricky. It's a tricky area because sometimes the more you put on, the worse it can look.
Yeah.
Especially as the day goes on.
And colour of concealer, because I know, like, and obviously I think we've all been guilty of this, like going really like light white under the eye,
thinking that is flattering. Yeah.
What would you recommend?
I would just say it really depends on your skin tone, because sometimes if you go lighter, it can end up looking grey. You can end up looking dull and grey. A lot of people that suffer with real darkness under their eyes actually have to go for a neutralizer, so they have to go for like peachy tones.
Okay.
But I would just say go for your skin colour, or maybe just ever so slightly lighter.
Okay.
Because you can actually end up enhancing the dark circles, making it look duller. Duller, is that a word? More dull. And it's actually a bit aging as well to have like quite heavy sort of lights.
You want it to be like warmer, really,
exactly.
don't you?
Yeah. Just so it's all like quite seamless as well.
Yeah.
So on that topic of lighter under the eyes, I will put a tiny bit of powder on. I'm not going to do the whole baking thing. That 2010. I've never really understood it myself.
No, I feel like that's a little bit. I feel like baking came after our era. I feel like I was.
So the kind of Kim Kardashian effect.
Yeah, and I couldn't be bothered.
No, and it just doesn't look great. And maybe if you're Kim Kardashian, it looks great on camera.
Yeah. On camera, I feel like
But I've just literally put, so this is the Laura Mercier translucent powder.
Yeah.
And I've literally put a tiny little bit, like you can hardly even see it. So I put a little bit on there, pat it on my hand so it's nice and even.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to start here, work my way up and just pat with this.
So you go from like the bottom of
down
the nose.
There, because if you go straight in with the powder, you're just going to get too much, like I said, on that sort of delicate under eye area.
Okay, amazing. So.
And then if you have any other areas that like particularly go shiny, just
pat. Just a light pat.
Don't swipe. Yeah.
Right. Light pat in like more oily areas.
And definitely so much better to use a puff than a brush, because it just goes on really seamlessly.
Yes. Okay.
Right. So bronzer time.
Okay, cool.
I really love this Anastasia Beverly Hills cream bronzer.
Okay.
So, like I said, cream products are just a little bit more skin-like as well.
Do you know what? I feel like I need to do my whole makeup back.
You're going to have to spend a lot of money now. You're
I
going to
am.
be like, I need this, this and this.
But I've told you, I showed you this before, didn't I? And I told you how, like, I've done a story of it as well, how my makeup bag hasn't changed since, like, probably in 15 years. It's always worked for me.
You all like, yeah, exactly. You always look good though.
But thanks, mate. Well, but I feel like I could be better. I need to take the next step. I need to I feel like now it's my age would do better with less powdery stuff, and now I'm doing this. Yeah,
you need a few more staple products.
Creamier.
This cream bronzer has lasted me ages, so it's definitely a good investment.
Mate, I'm still on.
I like to put it on with the beauty blender as well.
Okay.
It's just it just goes on seamlessly. Look, that's really nice already. Just to pop a colour on your cheekbones.
And where do you think is the best place to put bronzer?
So, not all over like we used to do in back in the day, in the days of going out.
Yeah.
You want to put it on the places where the sun naturally hits the most.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
to give you a sun-kissed look.
Yeah.
And also bronzer isn't contour. So I'm probably not going to do contour today because it's an unnecessary daytime. Yeah, we're not going full contour.
I don't even really do contour.
You've got really good cheekbones anyway, so you don't really need to. And sometimes you're just better off not. If you're going to drop one thing, I would probably be dropping the contour in. Like if you're in a rush. Yeah. So just put the bronzer on the places where the sun naturally hits the most. So a little bit on the nose, a little bit on the tops of the forehead, on the tops of the cheekbones, and a little bit there.
Around the chin. Yeah. That's it. Okay, amazing.
I love that bronzer.
Where's that bronzer from?
Anastasia Beverly Hills.
Right.
It is warm tan.
Ooh, love that.
Right, so this is my absolute favourite blusher. As you can see, I need to get to refill. Yeah. I'm going to go in on my hand first, like I do with everything, basically. Yeah.
It has a dabber on it.
It does have a dabber. Sometimes I do the dabber, but I'm doing it. Yeah. Full makeup. I don't want to let any of the makeup artists down today, so I don't know if I've bought the wrong one because there's like nothing in it.
That's fine. Little. That looks like a little guy's. It looks very pigmented.
Oh, there we go. Pigmented. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
That looks really
pigmented. So
right, that's it. We've got enough now. So this is actually called a high blush
because it's very like bronzy looking that brush. Like it's not because like there's blush obviously powder. A lot of the powder blushes are just very pink. Yeah.
This actually does come out quite pink looking. You'll see, but it's my favourite. It's a high blush, so it's like if a blusher and a highlighter had a baby, basically.
Really? Yeah, so that's good.
The good thing about that is it just gives you your cheeks a glow, so you don't really need to bother with highlighter.
Right, okay.
So I'm going to put it on my hand first.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put it at the tops of my cheekbones. So I know like when we do blusher, a lot of us smile and like put it on the apples of your cheeks, but actually it's not very flattering because as soon as you're not smiling, it's like your blush is kind of down here.
Yeah.
So you actually want to do it quite high up to give you that lift. All about the lift.
All about the lift. Okay.
So quite high up.
Nearer to the eye.
Yeah.
So like
where you'd put highlighter basically. And that just looks like so flattering already.
Yeah.
Look.
So oh my god, doesn't it?
It's quite pink as well. You don't need a lot.
That is really nice.
Yeah, so this blusher is just my go-to. What shade is it? It's shade Pink Gasm.
And what make is that?
Charlotte Tilbury.
Right. I feel like her stuff is very good, to be fair.
Yeah, it's all about the glow. I feel like all Charlotte Tilbury products are just like really glowy and just kind of like that soft glam look that we all want.
Yes, 100%. I feel like as well, like once you know what you're doing with your makeup, like it's a game changer because how many years I've spent like, oh, I'll try this, but it's all trial and error. But if you've got someone that to actually say, right, this is going to work for you. Yeah. This is what you need. These are the products. then it's kind of like, okay, I haven't got to think about it. I haven't
Yeah.
got to stress about it. I know what I'm going to do it. It will take me 15 minutes
Yeah.
and I'm done.
Yeah.
Especially as a mum, that is like
and you
the
just
way
repeat.
forward.
Just
Just
repeat.
repeat,
If you're going
yeah.
out,
If you know it,
put
yeah.
a little bit more on. If it's a daytime look, just put a bit less on, but just do that
Yes.
same look
Yes.
basically. Once you've found what works for you. Now you know. You can just
Yeah.
now you just gotta buy a few more products.
I'm just
sorry about that.
No, it's all good, babes.
Right, so eyebrow time.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna brush through. I'm just gonna use this pencil, which is a Revolution. I do love a bit of Revolution. I can't actually remember the name of it.
Yeah, Revolution.
It's like it's got the little spoolie on that end, and it's like an angled sort of eyebrow.
And with an eyebrow pencil, what do you recommend getting the same shade as your brow, or like
you can go slightly darker or the same? But yeah, it's all about the technique, really.
Okay.
So I'll just show you. So basically, one thing that I've like kind of learnt recently is to not fill in the whole eyebrow. It's just to fill in like the parts that need it. Because I was kind of like spending ages doing my eyebrows, filling in all the eyebrow. They looked like a really perfect shape, really symmetrical, but they were just like too heavy.
Yeah.
Because I'm going over all the eyebrow.
Yeah.
And now I just literally fill in the little sparse areas that
flick them up.
And like I say, in like flicky motions, just to get more of a natural, like fluffier look, because it's definitely more youthful as well.
Yeah, I feel like back in the day was the look to be like full thick brows. Yeah. Whereas now I literally like I do this and I just put a bit of brow gel on, and then it's like, because it's too much of it. Especially, I think it worked well when we used to have the big thick lashes on as well.
Of course, yeah.
But where we're more natural lash girls now, or we just, less eyeliner and stuff, less big smoky eyes.
You don't want to be all eyebrow, do you?
No, it's not a look. No. It is not a look.
So I also kind of just focus mainly more on the top area.
Okay.
To give you the lift that I keep talking about. Yeah. Because if you're doing quite a heavy line on this like bottom section of the eyebrow, it's gonna like make you look a bit more droopy. Okay. So if you add in the strokes to the top, it's just gonna give you more of a lift. So save the heaviness for the top area rather than bottom. Okay. If that makes sense.
That's good. God, yeah, no, we need a lift. Always a lift.
Yeah.
Always a lift on the eye. To be fair, like I feel like at the moment, obviously, I get Botox, but I'm trying really hard not to get it as often now, because I feel like your skin starts relying on it too much. Yes. So if I can get, obviously, I'm just trying to up my skincare, but also if I can get some optical illusions.
Yeah. Oh yes, exactly. It's all about the optical illusions.
Yeah.
100%. And totally, like, makeup can literally give you a facelift.
Yeah.
By knowing the little techniques and the little hacks of where to put things.
Yeah.
So for instance, if you bring your for instance, if you bring your
eyebrow liner.
Yeah. If you bring your eyebrow liner too far down here, and give your like the tail of the eyebrow, if you bring it too far down there, it's gonna like make your eyebrows look droopy. Yeah. So it's actually like better to keep them a bit shorter and a bit higher up, rather than like bringing it really far down.
So keep the eyebrows short. Is there like a particular point that you would stop? Like, is it like
just try and keep them like fluff, like try not to bring it to a point, maybe even just like brush them up.
Almost like blend them out a bit.
Okay. And just try and keep it a little bit more like wispy looking.
Yeah.
Right, let's work on an eyebrow gel, which is obviously optional, but I know you actually recommended this one to me, didn't you?
I do. I wear an eyebrow gel. I have got another one as well that's good. I can't remember where. I think it's by Rare Beauty.
Oh, okay.
Which is really good, but this is a really good one. I do like this one.
It's very like gluey, isn't it?
Yeah. Because I've tried eyebrow gels that just.
Some of them just don't do anything.
They don't stay in place at all. And and that one does last long. That's the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, isn't it? Yeah.
Anastasia Beverly Hills Freeze Brow.
Freeze Brow. Yeah, I have tried a lot, and that is really good.
Yeah.
I do really like that one.
Right, so I'm just literally just buffing that in now, the eyeshadow.
Yeah.
And we're ready. Should we do a little bit of lip liner?
Yeah.
Would you bother on a day-to-day?
Do you know what? Day-to-day, it depends on where I'm going. If I go for a lunch, I would. I feel like a lip liner and a gloss, a liner and a gloss combo is like, if you can get a good one, you're winning.
You can conquer the world.
You can conquer the world.
Yeah.
And I am a lip liner girl, definitely.
Let's do a little bit of lip liner then.
So where's this from?
Revolution. Satin Kiss lip liner. Chauffeur.
Okay.
Yes. They're kind of like the Charlotte Tilbury ones. Like really good dupes for the Charlotte Tilbury ones.
So
I also like to, with the lip liner, you'll notice that I'm not going all the way to the bottom. So I'm not going all the way to the edge. I'm just focusing more on this like middle section, because again, I find that if you go all the way to the edge, it's going to make you look a bit droopy. It kind of brings the lips down a little bit. Whereas if you're just doing it in this middle section, it gives you more of like a pouty, youthful look.
I'm saying there. So just in the middle of the top and bottom.
Yeah, not all the way to the edges. And
I felt there, obviously I couldn't really talk, but like you're doing it directly on, I feel like, where would you place your lip liner best?
You can do it, so with the lip liner, you can do it on, or like maybe just like touching, but slightly beyond the lip liner.
Okay.
You don't want to go way far, because then you're going to have
you don't want to create another lip.
No, exactly. So it depends on the lip shape as well. Like I don't think you've got like a nice full lip, so you don't really need you don't need like massive overlining. And just whacking on a lip gloss, which is Charlotte Tilbury, another, I think it's one of their collagen lip baths.
Oh my God. I was going to say, I can't even talk right now, but that is amazing.
I think they're kind of plumping and quite refreshing, aren't they?
Yeah. So you can feel the plump on that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So there you have it. I think you're ready to face the day.
I feel ready.
You have a look at yourself.
I'm gonna roll up to the school run now and be like, makeup by Liv. I love it. It looks so nice. I could have done that in about 10 minutes as well if I wasn't chatting away. No, but it's obviously you're explaining everything. Yeah. But so just to summarise, you do eye first, prime the eye.
Eye primer, with my favourite Revolution eye primer.
Yeah.
One eyeshadow base, so one eyeshadow all over the eyelid, above the crease of the eye.
Yeah, above.
And then the same eyeshadow underneath with a little smudgy brush.
Yeah.
Curl the eyelashes, of course.
Yeah.
Mascara. Primer. So I use the Glow Me, the L'Oreal Glow Lotion.
Yeah.
It's a primer.
Yeah.
Foundation, brush first, damp beauty blender.
Yeah.
You're taking notes.
Yeah.
Bronzer, cream bronzer.
Cream bronzer.
Cream blush.
Cream blush, yeah.
Eyebrows.
Brows.
Lips.
And then lips. And then a line and a gloss.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, yeah, I'm ready to do.
Ready to face the day, my love.
I'm ready to do the school run with you now. We're going to go pick up the kids and be like,
we're both ready. With our makeup. Oh, we forgot I forgot to mention the nude eyeliner. Very important.
Nude eyeliner. Yes. I need to get some of that.
I feel like that's a mum staple. Nude eyeliner.
Yes. Okay.
For those days where you're like, oh, my eyes are small and blotchy and red.
And it's okay to. There are some good high street ones.
Oh, but definitely. Yeah. I've used so many high street. Revolution is a favourite of mine. L'Oreal as well. I just use a mix of everything really, but you can do like some of the high street brands are smashing it at the moment.
Okay, amazing. Thanks so much, babe. I'm ready. Woo!